high-lift jack is a vital tool for vehicle recovery. If you get your rig high-centered or stuck in a rut, soft sand, mud, or snow, the high lift is the tool that can be used most effectively to get unstuck. Over the last few years, our company has been called on to help recover stranded vehicles on a wide variety of trails and terrain. Discounting the vehicle stranded due to mechanical failure or even empty fuel tanks, virtually every one of the stranded vehicles was stuck with little or no damage, and rarely any damage that would keep the vehicle from continuing if it was unstuck. In every one of these cases, a high-lift jack would have allowed the vehicle operators to get themselves out of trouble in just a few minutes. But without the high-lift jack, these individuals spent hours stranded, hiking and often cold and hungry and thirsty. In some instances, we stumbled upon the stranded rigs, but most often we were called to recover the vehicle, usually at a price tag 5 to 10 times the cost of a new high-lift jack. A high-lift jack provides an effective and easy way to assure you can get unstuck quickly from almost any situation. In this video segment, we will show you an example of how to use a high-lift jack for getting unstuck. In this case, we are lifting a Range Rover off a rock where the front axle housing is high-centered. Rather than risking damage to the housing or the tires, we want to lift the housing off the rock and place nearby rocks under the tire in a way that will allow us to drive away without hitting the rock under the housing. We must build up the road under the tire so that the tire is lifted high enough on the new road to clear the rock obstacle. While this is only one of dozens of possible scenarios, the principles are the same. For example, if you are stuck with a tire in a rut or gully, you would use the high-lift jack in the same way and also build up the road under the stuck tire so you can drive through the obstruction. Or if you're stuck in something soft like mud, sand, or snow, lifting the stuck tire out of the muck, then placing more tractive objects under the tire like rocks, boards, or broken branches may give you enough traction to drive through the soft spot. You may have to lift more than one wheel. Lift each wheel separately, then repeat as needed with each wheel. Never try to lift more than one wheel at a time with a high-lift jack. Here are the steps. Determine why the vehicle is stuck. Decide which wheel should be lifted to free your rig. You may need to lift more than one wheel, but only one at a time. Set your high-lift jack following the instructions. Lift that wheel high enough to free the vehicle from the obstruction if possible. You may need to lift more than one wheel, but again, one at a time. Build up the road under the tire with rocks or other objects. Repeat at other wheels as needed. Lower the jack so that the vehicle is on the new road. Determine if the vehicle is free from the obstruction and will not contact the underside of the vehicle when it is driven. If necessary, repeat the process under additional wheels until the obstacle can be cleared without damaging the underside of the vehicle. Remove your high-lift jack and any other accessories and tools out of harm's way. Move the vehicle. Make sure to use a spotter to assure that the vehicle is actually clear of the obstruction. Stow your gear and repair the trail to its original state, or as close as you can reasonably accomplish. Keep tread lightly principles in mind.